All right, what's good? Truth hurts?
The truth hurts.
What's up? Truth hurts.
With my man, Eyedress.
Truth hurts.
How are you?
I'm good, man.
Yeah. What does like a day in the life look like for you?
My son kicking me to wake up.
That's your alarm clock?
Yeah. And it's cool, though. It's rough.
Yeah.
Every morning.
He's like 5 years old or so?
He's 4.
4?
Not rough in a bad way, just like a rude awakening. Like,
Did your life change when he was born?
yeah. I mean, he was born during the pandemic. So, I mean, I thought I was fucking up. And then luckily, during the pandemic, my music went viral. So I was able to, like, you know, raise him right. But yeah, literally when he was born, like, I didn't think, like, I was like, oh, we're fucked. Like,
So you're, yeah, like, and then it was Jealous, right, that just started popping off?
yeah, like, I released it, like, a year before it popped off, like December 2019. And then, yeah, around 2020, like, people were on TikTok, like, sharing the shit out of it. Now it has 1 billion streams. And
Yeah, it was crazy because I feel like one of the things I admire about you is like you went viral and then you used like your newfound fame to make albums with like Young Morpheus and like YL and like
I
Underground.
didn't care. I was
yeah,
like,
it's sick. Like,
it was
we're
cool though,
Dane
you know,
Fong.
but I'm just like, it doesn't stop like what I'm doing.
Yeah, I heard like recently it's like a career is supposed to look like a career. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it doesn't have to be.
Yeah, I'm not trying to maintain like the facade. You know? I'm like, yo, I'm up. Like, I just like, I'm just a real person. I work with anybody. Like, people will be like, oh, how come you worked with like this rapper? He's not so big. I'm like, I don't care. That's my homie, bro. Like, you know, just because I'm platinum, like, don't mean like I can't be friends with like people who aren't platinum.
That's so alien though to the world that we live in.
Yeah, at this point they're like, nah, bro, you don't have enough monthly listeners on your Spotify, bro. I don't know if we could work together. Like,
yeah, it's like, yo, man, that's not how like I grew up. Like, I just fuck with people that were like real. So
yeah, I noticed on your album, you have a lot of the like same features. So it's like, is that just like were they a part of your creative process? And then after the fact, you're like, oh damn, you're on like 6 songs. Like, fuck it. Was that kind of how it went, or what was it?
It just you know, it just happened naturally.
Yeah.
And the people on the album, were just the people around me at the time, and you know, we're all lucky to be in each other's lives in that moment. So that's why they're on there.
I want to talk about how you got Harmony Korine on the album because he's like a legendary director, one of the great directors of modern times, and like a doomsday prophet if there ever was.
It's true. He invited me like a couple of years ago to his house in Miami, and I thought we were gonna stay at his house, but I mean, he's a fucking baller. So he's like, "You're staying at my guest house," which is just a whole nother house.
That's amazing.
Down the street from. So basically, like his house is here. Fucking DJ Khaled lives here. I'm over here. And I'm like, wow, like, what a nice neighborhood, man. But yeah, when I went out there, it was like our first time meeting. So, you know, it was just like me, him, and like his family and my family just hanging out and just doing wholesome shit, like going out to eat.
Didn't he want you to do like a 7-Eleven commercial or something? Was that different?
Yeah, so that was the first time he tried to like come at me with some like work. And I tried to audition for it. I didn't realize like he wrote the lyrics, and I fucked up and made like a whole new song, and I sent it to him. I made a video. Morpheus is in the video, and I was like, oh, he's gonna fuck with this. But then I didn't realize he's a writer. Like, well, I mean, I know he's a writer, but you know, like in music. So after that, like, I guess, you know, we got more in touch, and it was through his wife because I interviewed her like a while ago on NTS, on my NTS show. And like her and my wife became friends during the pandemic. Like she was sending like us like jewelry that she made with her daughter. And that's how we all became friends. Wow. And then, you know, I guess, you know, she probably told Harmony about me. And I mean, when I met him, he was like, yo, my favorite video by you is like the song Nature Trips, like an old ass song. And I was like, how the fuck do you know that, bro? Like, but he, you know, he was talking about how the video was crazy because it was shot in the Philippines. Like the opening shot is like a fucking car accident. And I was like, oh, that's just some shit you see every day. Like, I don't know. It's like, that's life out there, you know? And he was like, I really like your work when you were out there. And I was like, thank you. Because he's like, your shit out in LA just looks like LA shit. I was like, to me, it's new, bro. But, you know, I'm sure to him, he's American. It's like, this is regular shit. But
Right.
When did you get put on? Was it like Gummo or something, or was it?
yeah, when I was like a teenager, my best friend, like he premiered like Trash Humpers, not legally, but
Yeah.
he premiered it at my friend's restaurant. And I already seen Gummo before, so, you know, I've just been a fan of him ever since. Like, and then, you know, he wrote Kids, so and that's like something every kid my age had to watch, you know. So, you know, I've just always been a fan of him. And then when we got in contact with his wife, like, I just asked her like stuff about like what life was like for her growing up and shit about Spring Breakers. And
You're like, I'm a big Spring Breakers fan. I think it's one of the greatest movies. No, I'm dead serious. I think it's one of the greatest movies of the 26th century.
Vanessa Hudgens.
it's the one with James Franco. He's like a rapper.
Where he plays Riff Raff,
Yeah, he
basically.
plays basically Riff Raff.
Riff Raff needs royalties for that. I'm sorry. Like, but he allegedly turned down. Like, he didn't respond to a DM. There's various allegations, and then they said it was about Dangerous. You probably know Dangerous.
No.
Dangerous was like this other St. Petersburg rapper who also kind of does look like Riff Raff and the
He's
alien.
like a
character.
white rapper.
He's a white rapper from like St. Pete. Yeah.
But he grew up in the hood type.
Yeah. He kind of was like the alien character too. So like
That's cool.
It was kind of a
Yeah.
Yeah, I had some white friends that were in the hood, like when I lived in Phoenix, and I was like, you guys are different. Like, you know, like they be saying the N-word and shit. I'm like, what the fuck, bro?
Wow. So tell us a little bit about Phoenix and like what it was for you like growing up. Where did you grow up?
I grew up on the west side of Phoenix, so it was a lot of like a lot of gangs and graffiti, you know, all those like little graffiti wannabe gangbanger fools. Like, I mean, it was rough, dude. Like, I have a lot of PTSD from being out there, cause like I never really talk about it, cause like everyone's like, oh, you're from Manila.
Right.
And when I moved to Manila, like my dad had like a decent job, so we were living a good life. Until he lost his job. But anyways, when I was in Phoenix, it was pretty rough. Like I would get robbed, I'd get jumped, I'd just run into shit. Like, you know, you walk down the wrong street, you walk into the wrong alley, somebody's gonna bang on you, and you just like, you kind of just gotta roll with it, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
sometimes you fight back, but like, yeah, usually I'll like get jumped or some shit, and it's like, it's literally just like, I heard you was talking shit. I was like, I don't even know you, bro.
Right.
You know, like it happens so quick. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
What was the demographic of like who was attacking you? Like blacks, your race? Like what was it? What is it like out there?
everybody. I mean, I got jumped by white kids, black kids.
So it's a mix.
Yeah, it's like anybody could get it, right? So
Okay.
it wasn't like necessarily like, oh, this fool's Asian, let's go fuck with him. It was just like, you happen to be around some kids who probably grew up in abusive households. I don't know.
Right.
Because I didn't understand that too when I was young. I was mad. I was like, I'm gonna kill these fools one day. And then you grow up and you're like, damn, there's this one kid I fought in recess. He like tried to kiss my girlfriend in school. And I remember when we were friends, like I slept over at his house and his mom was like berating him in front of me, like, you're worthless, you're nothing. I was like, damn, like, so, you know, all those things like started to come to me when I got older. Yeah, I was like, damn, maybe he was starting shit with me because he wasn't getting no love back home. Like, I'd get my ass kicked too for like getting in trouble. So, but yeah, I never thought of that shit when I was young. I was just pissed. Like,
Yeah. You're just, when you're young, you're just like wondering why people are the way they are. Like, why is a teacher so mean to a child? But then you probably are like, you're older and you're like, yeah, they probably had a really miserable life and they hated themselves.
Yeah, you know, they're like, teachers would be like, you never gonna be shit. I'm like, cool. Like, I don't know. I'm not gonna, it just goes out the other ear, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
And you were born in Manila.
I was born in Manila.
What's Manila?
It's like the main city of the Philippines.
Okay.
I was born like in the slums it's a slum called Sembo. And it's
Okay.
all these like squatter houses. And I was like by the river. And it's crazy now because that area is like, the rich area, and there's like
Really?
I mean, the place I grew up in is still there, but like literally right next to it now, there's like all these like, you know, giant condos and
Oh, wow.
luxury car dealerships and
like all
rich
this-
shit, you know.
Crazy, like
Right.
clubs.
gentrification, like
Yeah,
it was
just,
a
like,
worldwide
changed.
phenomenon.
Yeah.
How long did you live there before you moved to America?
So I was living there till I was like 5.
Okay.
And then my dad got drafted to work for 20th Century Fox as like a 2D animator.
Okay. That's
So
dope.
he moved us out to Phoenix.
Okay.
And I was just grateful because, like, I mean, the slums, like, you know, like our houses were just made of like gray bricks and like metal roofs, and you could see the pipes in the house, and there's
Wow.
like cockroaches everywhere. And
Wow.
so for me to move to like, you know, the hood in America, I was like, this is pretty nice. Like, we got a toilet, like
Right.
we got doors and windows, you know, just normal shit.
Right.
Like I was grateful for all of that because in the Philippines, like when we'd have like hurricanes, like our roofs would be like flying off, and you just like, you know, it's like another level of like poverty. Like, so to see like American poverty and grow up around that, I was like, it's cool, man. Like when I was living out there, like I remember like we had like a rock fight with these kids. And
The
they're
rock
like,
fight is crazy.
they threw like a rock at my cousin's chest, and ever since then, she became a boy.
She became
Let's
a
say.
boy. you
Like
said?
like I don't know how to properly say that, but you know, like it was rough. Like I just seen like I remember like my cousin died when I was only 5. Like I think she got ran over by a bus,
Oh.
and she used to like play with me all the time when I was a kid, and it was like shortly after that we moved.
Yeah.
But you know, those were like my memories. Like,
Yeah. A lot of like kind of unfortunate
Yeah.
happenings while you're there.
Yeah.
And your dad wasn't, he did like Jimmy Neutron and Anastasia, right?
Yeah. So like
Wow.
I loved Jimmy Neutron.
Me too.
he did the Jimmy Neutron shit when we moved to San Clemente. Because like at the time when we were in Phoenix, like before we moved to San Clemente, like he was already like, he was down bad, and like our house was like the AC wasn't working and shit. We were hitting tough times, and then he started going to California to look for work, and yeah, he got hired to do like more, because at the time like animation was transitioning to 3D and CGI. So he was like traditional, like, you know, 2D, doing everything with pencil. And yeah, then we got to move out to San Clemente for a bit, like a few years. I did like 7th, 8th grade and freshman year out there, and that was weird because it was really white, and like, you know, like they were racist. Like I never dealt with that kind of racism where I was outnumbered. Like one time I went to a house party, it was all white kids, and I was like, fuck, this is scary, dude. Like I feel like I'm in a Klan's like meeting.
I
I'm
mean,
like,
yeah, I was saying like San Clemente is crazy because it was it's like Richard Nixon's territory. Like he lived there, and they had the Western White House. It was called, like, it's a huge like place in San Clemente, which is like, I mean, it's the furthest south you can get in Orange County, basically.
so like the gangs there were like neo-Nazis.
Oh, wow.
And then, you know, like I came from Phoenix. It's like there's different type of gangs. There's Crips, there's like Cholos, there's
Yeah.
This one probably had
Bloods
like
and all
the
that. But
crazy white people that were in Alpha Dog.
exactly.
I
So
love
it had that
Only because it
vibe.
had Justin in it.
That was a
dangerous.
good movie.
I loved it.
Neil
It was a great
Hirsch
movie.
It was
gone,
so
too.
good.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
It
a
was
crazy
such
movie.
a good movie. Justin
Wait, is
It was based
away.
on a real
It
story.
was based
Yeah,
on
that
a
happened
true
in the
story.
Valley. Yeah, the
And it
Jesse
had- they
James.
buried-
Yeah, I knew people that
they
played
took
Little
him
League
to
with the
Bakersfield.
kid.
No
I was
way.
so
Yeah,
sick.
yeah.
Why'd y'all take him to where I live?
In that mountain, and they
Yeah.
Every
why'd
time I
y'all
watch
do
the
him?
movie, I'm like, don't do it.
Yeah.
He's not gonna say anything.
Yeah. And
Wait,
that's
what
what
was
I was
that kid's
saying.
name?
Like,
Not
he's
Emil
not going to
Hirsch?
snitch.
Was it the kid that got killed?
Yeah,
Well, Jesse
and he
James
died.
was the real
Yeah,
character.
but
that
in
was
the
based-
in,
just
like you mean his
James
character in the
Hollywood, I
movie?
think.
yeah, but also in real life, I
Oh,
think
in real life.
is that kid dead? Which one died? One of those actors in that movie is
Yeah.
actually dead now. Rest in peace.
I think you're right.
It wasn't like Brad Renfro, I assume.
I don't know.
It's like a white
It's a
kid.
rough time to be a child actor, I think. It's
Yeah.
not good.
Yeah.
Are you grateful that you kind of like, because you'd been working on music for a long time and you'd been signed to XL, and then you kind of popped off like after making music for like 12 years, basically 10 years.
Yeah, like it took like 10 years. Like I signed my first deal, I was like 22. And then I was kind of a delinquent at the time. Like, you know, like when I got my first deal money, I was like buying Molly every week and doing dumb shit. You
That was
know?
that era.
And you move to London? Did you move to London?
I lived out there for like almost like a year or two, and I don't know. Like after that whole stint, like my mom's mom died, so I like. XL had gotten me like a 2-year visa to live in the UK. I didn't realize it was like some expensive shit, but so my mom's mom passed while I was doing like a tour in the UK with this band Jungle, and I went back, and then after that they dropped me. So after I got dropped, I was kind of like down bad, like, and I had like artists like King Cruel being like, "Hey, like it's just a label, like the music's not gonna stop, right? Like you're still gonna be you."
You're still human.
And so that those kind of like people being around me kept me going, and eventually, like I got signed again to Lex. Yeah, and that was just through like keeping in touch with like all the people that like wrote about me when I was on XL. Like there's some journalists that wrote about me, like on like Noisy and like Fader, and you know I try to keep in touch with them, and they kind of helped me promote my album that helped me got signed. So shout outs to them. And
That's dope.
I don't know. Well, yeah, once I got signed to Lex, they started like, well, they brought me out here. Like I did my first US tour. It was like my second album with them. And yeah, after that tour, I was like, I'm gonna stay in LA, because back home, like I caught a case like at a bar fight. And ever since that shit happened, like people like threatening to kill me, and I was like, I'm not about to relive like Phoenix, because you know in Phoenix like people were literally trying to kill me. Like I remember I beat this kid up at school, and his mom tried to run me over after school. I was like, bro, shit. I'm a kid, you know. I'm like, but like, you know, so when people tell me they're gonna kill me, I'm like, if you're really gonna kill me, bro, like let's fucking go, like. But don't be like making me all paranoid. I go out to the club and like fools are mad dogging me. I'm like, yo, like I can't live like this. So when I did I beat the case, and like I got arraigned and everything, and then I went on tour in America, and after that shit I was just like, I'm gonna stay out here. Like I don't got no like enemies or no beef with nobody out here. So I was like, clean slate, let's just like, you know, let's do the music shit and let's stay out of trouble. Like,
what's the music community out here been like for you? Like,
great, man. I mean, like this is where people like are really about this shit. So it's been good for me, because like I'm serious about my music, and that I feel like LA has just only shown me love and helped me grow as an artist. So I don't know, I love LA. But
who are some people you're like pretty close to, tapped in with? Like I know you mentioned King Cruel before. Anyone else?
I mean,
I know you tapped in with Greedo.
Nah, that's through Jay Worthy.
But tell us a little bit about that.
Jay just hit me up one day, like on the internet, and he was like, let's make some songs. And I'm like, bro, I listen to your shit with Larry June and London Drugs. So I was like, fuck yeah, like, please. And I feel kind of bad, because like our album's been kind of like delayed, because I was living in Altadena at the time when we started recording, and the fires happened, so I had to move like twice this year.
Shoot. I actually was there yesterday, and it was all burned down.
Yeah,
the area
it
I
looks
was
like a
at.
war
It was
zone.
so sad. I was there for a music video.
So like our house that we were renting didn't get burned down, but like everyone else around me did.
It's crazy.
Oh, wow.
So like, you know, the neighbor right in front of my house, like I literally have a video of it on my Tesla, like all like his house like just burning to the ground.
Yeah, I was just around there actually too, and like it is insane where it'll be like every house on a block will be burned, and there'll be like one randomly
Yeah, that's how
standing.
it was. Like 2 or 3 buildings were not burned, but everything this way was burned. And people are actually working on the fire while I was pulling up to go.
Was that a pretty traumatic experience, like fleeing the fire? It must have been, because it was really fast, especially in Altadena.
I was on vacation in Disneyland with my family.
Wow.
And I had a bad feeling about like being there for some reason. Like, not like on no like home invasion. Like I was just paranoid. I was like, why do I feel like I shouldn't be here? And I was like, all right, let's go on vacation. Like I was like 95% done with my album for RCA. And I was like, I could take a break, because like I've been going in for the last year. And And yeah, we went to Disneyland or is it World? Whatever.
In the one in
in
California?
Florida.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
Disney
Disney World.
World.
Yeah.
And yeah, that shit happened like second day we were there.
Oh, shit.
And I was like just on my phone, like watching all that shit
And
burn.
so you had no one necessarily to go and get your stuff or
I
anything?
had my two homies that work for me, like they like broke into my house and they like I just told them to take pictures, but like I had like cameras, all types of shit in there. But I was like, forget about it, bro. Like I don't want you to die like over some material shit.
Yeah. Because it was so quick. Like that's especially in
Right.
Altadena, because
Yeah.
it was like late
It
at night
started there,
too.
right? And then
Yeah.
it worked its way down.
Well, no, there were two. It started separately because the Eden Canyon fire was one where they think it was like a down power line, and the one in the Palisades they think maybe was arson or perhaps like a lingering brush fire that resparked again.
Yeah, so like when that shit happened, I called them and I was like, yo, before the power goes out, because like the gate at our house is like electronic, so like if the power goes out, like none of my cars could leave. I was like, please get me one car at least, just so like I come home and I'm not like carless.
Yeah.
Wow.
And yeah, they, you know, my friends saved my shit, and I was just fucking praying every day, like, man, I hope like, because my studio is in there, and you know it's an expensive studio. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't want
Right.
to lose the shit I worked so hard for, like.
Right.
And I was down too, because I was like, fuck it, man. Like at least it's not like my life or.
Yeah.
But you know, it was traumatic, because like now even if I see a little fire, I'm like, oh hell no, bro. Like, you know, like,
PTSD.
So the block,
Yeah.
like I'm sure, is uninhabitable. So you kind of just had to move.
it's gone. Like we had to get rid of our furniture because that shit's covered in asbestos, and
Oh wow.
you know we had to file a claim with insurance.
Yeah.
And,
And the lead samples in Altadena are crazy.
So
They're
yours,
incredibly
did
high,
yours
yeah.
burn or it didn't burn?
no.
Okay.
Yeah, we got lucky. Like,
But
I
you
don't
guys
know.
still moved?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Like it's disrespectful to live out there. Like,
Because you're the only house left. Were the.
so there are like 3-4 houses on my side of the street, and then literally a house away to the left, that shit burned down. And then like houses behind me burned.
Yeah.
It's sad, man.
And so like jumping around. So even before you moved to London, before you got your deal, the first deal, you were kind of already like popping a little bit in Manila, right? Because like in the low end theory, like I think you talked about. How did you find out about like the low end theory world? If you guys don't know, it was basically like, or you know, people listening to it, it's like Flying Lotus and No Such Thing were like the two most famous, but it was basically like a kind of LA's premier underground dance music spot, and or like not really dance music,
Like
kind of
Ross
like hip hop,
G
Ross G's,
all
yeah.
those.
Yeah, like Gaslamp Killer,
Cats.
yeah, No Can Do, you know,
So
Daddy Cab Nobody.
my OGs back home like own this club. They ran this club called B-Side in Black Market,
Mhm.
and they're from LA. So they started bringing out like low end theory fools to the Philippines, and so that's how I got into that.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was just like, I was still like a teenager, you know. I was like pretty young, and these fools took care of me. You know, they're like my older homies who like give me drugs. When I was like, you know, they were cool. Like, and I was like one of those bad kids that just like was never home. I'd always go sneak out and do fucking dumb shit. But they, you know, they had that night, and I remember like they brought Gaslamp Killer, and it was like my first time taking ecstasy, and I was like watching him like rolling balls. I was like a teenager, you know, like
Need
this
more
is
orange
sick,
juice.
bro.
This is amazing.
Yeah, he did some
And
incredible sets.
I was that little kid that everybody was like cool with, because I was just always out. Like I was from America, so living out there, I was bored as hell. It's like
So there must have been crazy culture shock, like whiplash almost, like to go
super,
back
man.
and forth.
Like
yeah.
I mean, the poverty there is insane. Like,
It was probably a much slower pace of living too.
oh, it's so slow. Like you guys got LA traffic, we got Manila traffic. It's like it's gridlocked. Like a place that's 20 minutes away will take you an hour with the traffic, and you're like inching every like.
Oh my
It's
god.
like it's fuck, bro.
Does you being Filipino and like you know, just from having friends that are Filipino and stuff, like they love music so much, they love, you know, singing and stuff like that. Do you think that factored in like your culture to like you making music, or was that like something in your house that was like constant?
It's my dad just trying to like mold me. Like when I was young, he always like played like Nirvana and shit like that. He was like, son, one day you should grow up and go on tour. I was like, it's not that easy, Dad. You don't even like my music.
Right.
Wow.
And like he was just like you know, he had high hopes for me, but I never like had any talent. Like when he was pushing me, like he bought me a guitar when I was like before I turned 10 years old, and I didn't know how to use that thing until I was 16. So
You taught yourself?
yeah, I did. And I like at first I was into like turntables and shit. I wanted to be a DJ. And he bought me like a turntable set, and he wouldn't let me scratch even the scratch record. So I was like, kind of gave up on that dream after that, you know? I was like, damn, I can't even scratch the scratch record. So I was like, maybe I'll like go skate. That kind of skating is actually what got me into music. Like my favorite skaters will go like skate to like Andre Nickatina or like fucking Black Flag, or you know, like, you know, you'll see all these different styles of music in like these skate videos, and that kind of molded my taste, because back then I would just only know what was on TV or magazines. So like, you know, what was on TV back then? Like there's like Wu-Tang and Mobb Deep, like nothing like I didn't I didn't know about like Dilla or Tribe Called Quest until I was like a teenager, you know.
So tell us a little bit about Lil DMT. Is that's like, for me, I feel like that's like an alter ego of yours. Is that?
It is. Well,
Okay, because he raps, he doesn't do the music that like Eyedress does. Like, tell us a little bit about him.
It's like we're talking about another person.
It is a whole different person. I want to know him.
He's your Victor Vaughn.
Like,
My wife don't like Lil DMT.
why? I was getting ready to him.
But I think she likes it now. I mean, like, before I met her, I was just like, you know, kind of reckless. And then, I don't know, now I'm a loyal man. We're married and can't piss my wife off.
Right. Happy wife,
But
happy
Lil
life.
DMT was just like, so when I was on Lex, like, they weren't like fucking with like any of my rap shit whenever I'd be like, hey, like, I made this song, I'm really fucking with it. And they were just like, nah, just do like the indie guitar shit. That's why eventually I started like producing for other rappers, because I was getting frustrated. I was like, I just want people to know like what I'm on, bro. But like even the label like doesn't fuck with that shit. And I'm like, dude, like what, because I'm saying all these bad words in my songs, like you think I'm like stupid or something? Like this is how I grew up. Like me and my friends all talk like this. So it's like when they hear like even just saying bitch in a song, they're like, oh, like that's some misogynist shit. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, bro? Like girls call me a bitch. Like what are you talking about? Like,
I think a lot of times with the labels, it's like, it's easier for them to market you if you make one specific type of music. They don't want to have
hard
to
to
sit
market,
there.
I guess.
And like deal with you going from this
even
to
though
that to that.
that could be the best thing for you artistically, they're trying to constantly make their job easier.
As I got older, I thought that was like the selling point. I was like, look, man, name one artist that like can do this shit, like make some indie ass shit, and then like make some like really like raw rap shit. And I don't know, I was just like, I thought I was the only one doing that. And then I started meeting more people that were like me. Like King Cruel was like that. Like he had his whole little rap group.
Yep.
And I don't know, man. I just like when I lived in London, like I met Archie, I met like Rat King.
Oh, cool.
And they were all into like, you know, like skating and fucking rap and rock.
The dude from Future Islands also like has his rap shit too.
That's crazy.
Sam,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. No, he has like a whole rap project. Yeah, it's called like I think Hemlock Ernst.
Yeah, I just started doing it though because I was like, man, like since nobody like wants to take it seriously, like I'm gonna
create someone new.
Yeah,
I like how you executed it because you like uploaded it on 2 different like platforms. Like you have your little DMT and then you have like your regular one. They're 2 separate people.
Dope.
Yeah.
So you made them like I don't know, like another personality. I love that.
I'm a Gemini, so I feel like it's
It
just all
only fits.
me.
Everything has duality.
Like
it fits.
there's the good and the bad, and
Which one do you like being more?
I mean, I want to do that shit under Eyedress, but it's like the lyrical content has to like match with like who I am today. Because like now I got a kid and like I can't be on no fuck shit. It's like, you know, I'm just like, that's what everyone knows me for too. Like everyone's like, he's a family man, and yeah, that's the shit I'm trying to uphold. But it's like
your music has it's hard to make a romantic song without being corny. I feel you do that well.
yeah, but you know, like shit. I mean, look at Young Thug. Like he got out of jail, and everyone's saying like, oh, he can't like talk about like anything like crazy anymore in his songs, and he's still making like shit about money and like girls. Like,
Young
just
Thug
put a mask on.
Young Thug
Putting a
also
mask
has some
on so no one
deceptively
knows it's
romantic
him.
songs. Milk
So we know
Marie.
it's him.
yeah, that thing is just like, it's good for me because I get to feel like I could be myself and not just have to like fit in the box of like some long hair guitar full like.
Yeah, well, I feel like you kind of, when you have a song that blows up the way that you did, then it kind of opens doors for you to kind of be yourself a little more. Because before that, people are trying to like be like, how can we put you in a one-sense marketing distillation?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I don't know, hard to market.
You have a song on your album with Nate No Face, and it's more like aggressive.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that. Like just getting in that bag and like what prompted that.
I was got into a fight at a show, so I had a lot of steam. Like I had to get off my chest because some like photographer bumped me at a show, and like, you know, usually when you're like walking through the crowd, you tap somebody, like you know, just on some polite shit.
Yeah.
It's full straight up like. And I was like, I like threw my drink at him. I was like trying to fight him and shit. And my homies were like, nah, like you can't be doing shit like this, bro. Like you gotta go home.
You're too famous.
I was like, shut the fuck up, bro. Like I don't give a fuck. And, but you know, like I get it, you know. So I walked away from the situation. You know, I've learned my lesson, you know. But I was just like, I was coming from that, and you know, Nate makes that kind of angry music, and I only do it when I'm angry, which is not too often because I'm pretty happy to be here.
Yeah.
So like, I got Nate, I got Na-Kel on there.
Oh, yeah, Na-Kel.
And originally it was like a hardcore punk song. Like it was all had guitars and shit.
Oh, sick.
And then I was like, I'm sick of like guitar punk. Like, why don't we do like synth punk? Because that's like what Nate loves, and that's why me and him like bonded. That's what me and him bonded over, because he loves like bands like the Screamers, and I don't know, I love that shit too. So I was like, who better than to get Nate?
Yeah.
He's like the king of like fucking punk right now.
He's from Arizona too, right? Originally.
Yeah, so I was like, hey man, you're from Arizona, you know what the fuck I'm on. Like, you know, and he raps, like he talks about in his songs too, like just how tough it was growing up out there. So that was the first time I ever seen anybody like vocalize that. That kind of story. Because I mean, I never really talked about it in my music too much.
Were y'all like in the hood? Is that like in Arizona? Is that why it was tough? Was it the hood? There's hoods out there?
Yeah, I mean, fuck, I don't know. Like, I don't want to say it was the, you know, but
there's like, you know, gangs in Arizona. Yeah, game Willie North Pole. You don't remember
like,
him?
I don't want to do that.
No, not saying it back in a bad way.
Didn't
You know,
Game sign a
because
guy
everybody
from-
knows I
from-
respect the hood.
He had a
but,
guy
like,
from Phoenix, I feel.
it was like a rough area where you grew up.
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
Like, because
Was there gangs and stuff?
Of course. Like,
Okay.
And like where I grew up, like it would be like I'd be moving from apartment to apartment. And eventually when we got a house, it was still in the hood. Like literally, like my neighbors fucking stole my shit, robbed their cousin robbed me like with a knife. You know, like I was like, okay, this is some hood shit. Like, you know those houses like in Vegas where they all look the same?
Yeah.
That was like the community we lived in. Like every house looked the same in that neighborhood. And then you go down the street and it just does not look nice, you know? And you're just like, but whatever, dude. I was used to it. Like I skated everywhere.
Right.
So I was just like, I know how to move around that shit.
Right.
But, you know, it was traumatizing. Like, cause there'd be times like when I'll like be skating home at night, and you know, if someone like starts driving slow next to you, you're like, oh hell no, bro. Oh shit. It's just that environment. Like, so I just tried to stay out the way though. That's why I fuck with Nate, cause he always preaches like staying out the way. He's like, I'm not the toughest, and I always felt the same. I was like, look, I'm not trying to be like no hardcore gangster, bro. Like, I just get into shit because of my environment, but like, I don't hate it. Like, you know, like, at least it's real. Like, cause you know, like, when I moved to like richer areas like Orange County, it like the hatred was different. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't like nobody's gonna run up on you, you know, they're gonna try to like talk shit about you and like make their friends not like you.
Yeah.
So did you get into OC punk at all, or was that like not your thing really as much?
First band I joined in the OC was a punk band.
Really? Was, like, was that the Liberal Underground one?
Yeah, and it was like, you know, we like covered like Crass songs, Rudimentary P-Nice songs, but
you weren't like a Fat Wreck or Fat
Wreck Records.
Yeah, but that's like more like traditional like.
I was more into like crust punk type shit.
Stuff, yeah,
because you know, I mean, I got into like surface level shit like from just Tony Hawk, like they had Dead Kennedys, Suicidal Tendencies, but. Yeah, I don't know, because I grew up on like Napster and fucking Kazaa and all that.
Yeah, grew up on Napster too.
You have very like, that's one of the things I really feel with your music is you can tell you're like somebody who digs really deep and like likes like a, not like every musician obviously likes music, but you kind of have like a sense of music history and kind of like various genres. And
I just nerded out.
Yeah.
Because I was bored, like growing up, like, I don't know, music was the most interesting thing.
Did you have siblings? Who'd you grow up with in the house?
I have a little brother.
Okay.
But, you know, he
came later.
He was harmless. I was the one getting into all the shit. And I just made sure, like, nothing bad ever happened to him because he was such a cute little kid. Like, I'm not trying to let my brother get into no fight and everything.
Do you have a dream collaboration?
Me?
Yeah.
Of course. I'm not gonna name him. I'm not thirsty.
You never named him?
No.
It's a him.
It's a him.
Huh? Him? Oh, her? I don't know. There's a lot, right? There's a lot. I just like.
Can you tell us one of them?
I'm down to just let what happens naturally like happen. Because if I ever meet somebody and they fuck with me, then that's how I know, you know. Because. You know, I could go name like a long list of artists I fuck with, but it's like, is that like sending a message out to the universe, like a SOS?
Yeah, you gotta tell Shakira you want to do a song with her.
Or like Greedo said Lana Del Rey. Greedo said Lana Del Rey.
Yeah, and everybody's tagging her.
Yeah. So
Greedo, I mean, I was telling her like, Jay Worthy put me on a song with him, and I've never even met him. Like,
and I was telling
I'd
him
work
I could
with him.
introduce him to him.
I wish I could have worked with Draco.
Rest in peace.
When you moved, so you moved back to LA when, like 2017?
2018, like end of 2018, I did like a US tour.
Yeah.
And then it ended in LA. And I had a bunch of homies here, like my homie, like most of my friends were in Kuko's band. Kuko's
Yeah.
So like around the time I moved here, I was hanging out with them, going to all their shows, their parties, and they even brought me on stage one time. Like we did like a Lil DMT song live.
Fire.
And
I love that.
It was just like that was like the vibes, you know. And then Mac DeMarco lives out here.
Yeah. Didn't you? I think I remember seeing you talked about you opened for him like
in Singapore,
like 10 years before basically, and then it kind of came full circle.
Yeah, like we met when I opened for him in my old band B.I.'s, and ever since then we've just been like friends. And whenever I was in London, I'd be like, "Yo, like let's hang out," because he'd be like on tour. And you know, any chance I got to link with him, I'd link with him. And he was like one of the first dudes I seen doing that lo-fi guitar shit and like making a living from it. And so I was like, damn, like you need to put me on, bro. Like how do I do this shit? And just, you know, just being his friend, like I feel like I learned a lot. He'd tell me what mics to buy and gear, and
Cool.
He's been super helpful since I moved here.
Yeah, it's insane how popular. I don't know if you guys know about Mac, but like literally people like there was an entire genre of guy that would start wearing hats like Mac DeMarco. Like he's like low key.
Yeah, so he's like a prototype.
Yeah.
So I know you mentioned that when you were 22, you got signed and you kind of just went a little haywire. You're just like, fuck it, I'm signed.
Yeah.
What advice would you give 22-year-old you?
Maybe sober up and focus on finishing things and not to start things that you can't finish. I think I was doing a lot of that and wasting my time with girls and, you know, just some like normal young man shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
Like, but
outside.
I felt like I also like to stay out of trouble. I think when I was young, I was looking for it because I was like, I was mad about everything that happened to me.
That angst.
So I had a lot of angst, and usually when you're young, you can't really control that anyway. So as much as possible, try to stay away from the angsty side, because that's gonna lead to impulsive decisions that you might regret. And but yeah, I don't know. Like honestly, if you're young, just follow your dreams, because you don't want to be like 30, like trying to follow your dreams. Like, not that it's too late either, but for me, that was like my time limit. I was like, yo, if I'm 30 and I'm not like anywhere, like I'm fucking up.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I mean, I already did, like, I was partying until, you know, from when I was a teenager till I was like, shit, when I moved out here, I was 28 and I was still doing that shit.
Yeah.
And at the time, there was already like things like Fent going around. So, you know, my friends were like, yo, like, don't be buying like coke from nobody. Like, you don't know. And I'm like, damn, is that serious now? Like, so, yeah. And around that time, I met my wife, and she told me like you need to stop hanging out with your homeboys and like getting fucked up till 12 the next day and just be with me, you know? Like, I'm enough. And I was like, that's right. But, you know, I had to like, it's like old habits. So, you know, I had to like eventually, like, it's like trying to quit smoking cigarettes or some shit.
Yeah.
So quitting drugs was like, and seeing so many people around me fuck up their lives over drugs, I was like, damn, like, I didn't sober up, you know, like I'll still get fucked up like on my birthday or some shit, but you know, like I don't get fucked up every day no more. I just smoke weed every day and that's about it. But
moderation.
When did you, do you remember the first time you ever got really high?
when I was a kid.
Like, do you know, like, was there like a story?
Smoked out of a, you know when you make a pipe out of the foil on cigarettes?
Yeah, you could start, when I was gonna smoke out of an apple.
That's some crazy shit. The what?
You got a
the what
MacGyver.
you said?
First time I got high was out of a 2-liter soda
Out of the
bottle.
cigarette pack. You can make a pipe out of
That was great for your lungs.
Horrible.
I never knew
It's
about
so
that.
bad
Plastic.
for you.
So much
Just-
microplastics.
Yeah,
in it.
it's just, you know.
How was it for you? Did you get high? My first time I did.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't even remember. I'm high every day. So. Like,
Do you like read into like the Gemini stuff a lot?
I do, and I think it definitely reflects on what I'm like. But I wouldn't say like everyone is like exactly the way their zodiac portrays them to be. But
You got to know your rising sign or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what mine is.
I didn't know that. Like
moon
mine
and
is
all that.
Cancer, and
What time you're born and all that stuff.
What is who are your top 5 Geminis?
I feel like all Geminis are bad. Like fucking Morrissey was a Gemini.
Not Dame Funk.
Oh, Dame Funk. Well, damn.
Dame Funk is
He's a good Gemini.
good
Yeah,
Gemini.
oh man,
I love that you guys collaborated.
I love Dame.
Yeah, Dame is one of the great musicians that like
I remember the first time I tweeted, I remember he was following me already. I was like, I stopped saying the N-word, and he was like, congrats, brother. And I was like, this fool. I was like, bro, like, you know how I grew up.
Acceptance, right?
But he was like, he always preached it online. He was like, I hate when artists that aren't black be saying the N-word. And I was like, damn, I started like getting guilty. And I was like, all right, like, I'm just gonna not say that shit ever again. And yeah, I mean, it was my childhood friend like that told me like because he started tripping because he's like half Jamaican, half Filipino.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, my ancestors, like they were slaves. He was like, so I'd appreciate if you don't say it around me anymore. And then,
But he was letting you say it prior to that?
I mean, he didn't have the balls to tell me. He was my young homie. He was like 15 when I met him. And then when he told me that, I like opened up to him. I was like, yo, I grew up in Phoenix. Like, we don't say that shit like in a derogatory way. Like this, it's like, you know, it's like saying that's your homie. But anyways, you know, like as I got older, like, and when I moved to London too, like they don't play that shit out there. So I was like, okay, like I get it, you know, like, so now I just like, I don't know, it's just not in my vocab.
Yeah.
And yeah, Dame definitely like, is the one who was like, you better not say that no more. I'm like, bro, I get it. You
so
know,
if you disappoint Dame, you're just like, oh man.
I'm like, I'm not trying to disappoint Dame.
No,
Like,
you can't.
I want his respect. So
Yeah, it's like the J. Cole, like I let Nas down to be like, well,
I let Dame Funk down.
that would way more. One of the questions we ask every week is, what's your unpopular truth? Which is like kind of, what's the thing that you believe to be true that might not necessarily be considered a fact in everyday life? that like other people might not believe the same respect?
Fuck, that's a deep one. An unpopular truth that I believe in. See, if I smoked, I would have never.
Told you, 2
I don't
hits.
know.
I mean, it could be lighthearted too. It could
Yeah, it
be
doesn't have
like,
to, yeah.
you know, Pollo Loco has the
Unpopular
best chicken or
truth.
something.
Yeah.
You know, like
It's better than people
Something
say.
that you know is true, but everybody
not
else might
terrible.
like think it's not.
Like what you see
Got a
on
fine deal there.
what you see online isn't necessarily like doesn't translate to real life. Like I was talking about this with my manager. Like some artists are popping online but can't sell tickets.
true.
Yeah.
True.
So like you can't believe like the internet hype because like you gotta base it on like how many heads are gonna be in the room.
I think I remember you saying, like, you're like, I thought I was gonna just work at Starbucks.
Yeah, like when I lived in San Clemente, like those were my ambitions in life. I'm gonna work at Starbucks and maybe play in a band.
What was Starbucks like the main thing you guys work at?
No, I didn't work. I was a teenager, but
Why Starbucks?
nothing. It just seemed like some regular shit.
Oh, okay.
Like
Easy.
what happens when you when you graduate? And I
Yeah.
didn't even graduate high school. I'm a fuck up for real. Like
You went back to the Philippines, and what grade did you drop out in?
second year. So yeah,
What-
sophomore year.
Sophomore
What
year.
was that, like an incident, or you just stopped going one day?
Remember I told you I joined a gang?
Yeah,
Like
we talked about that.
yeah, I
prior.
joined when I was in that school. I had to join this gang, or else they're gonna jump me every fucking day. And I was like, whatever, I'll take the punch, whatever. And I don't know, like I just after that, like, cause my classmates, imagine you're in sophomore year, like these kids are like weird, bro. They're like jerking off in class, doing like
Oh, what?
like weird shit. I'm like, I don't like this school. So
This is in San
no,
Clemente.
this
Or
wasn't back in the
Manila.
Philippines. It's
Oh.
the first school I went to. And like they're just weird ass kids there that were like my age, but they were acting like younger kids. And I was like, yo, like I don't know if this is a culture thing, but like when you're like 16 in America, you're already a man pretty much.
Right.
So I was like, I don't know what you fucking little kids are on, bro, but I don't want to be around you guys. And I failed the fuck out of that school. And then I like stopped going to school for a bit. And then my best friend that I met, he was like older than me. He was like in college already. He was like, you should try to go to my school. It's like a kick out school, but it was an international school. So I tried to go there, and I went there for a year, and like I hated like the classism, because like a lot of my classmates were like rich kids. They're like, you know, the sons and daughters of politicians.
Oh, okay.
So they would like
Like some movie
call me
shit.
derogatory terms like what is the fucking word? In the Philippines they call me taong grasa, and it means like it's like one of those bums that are just covered in dirt.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
And because I was from the slums, so I was like, I take that shit personally because that
Yeah.
shit hurts. Like I'm like, maybe I was, but like, damn, dude, like you don't gotta be calling me that, like.
Yeah.
And so I hated going to school there. And eventually after that school, we like got caught with like Valiums in that school. So like, yeah, when that shit happened, like I swung at the security guard, and like it was really bad for me to like go to that school.
Yeah.
So I had to go to a real kick-out school. And like when I went to that kick-out school, like it was the type of school where like the teacher doesn't even help you. Like they just give you a fat packet of like homework.
Yeah.
And you go home and you just go to class and you like turn in your homework. And by that time I was just like popping pills every day, and I was like, I hate school, dude. Like I like music though, and I like filming my friends skateboard. So that was the shit I was into. And eventually, yeah, I just gave up. And like it's sad because my grandma just wanted me to go to college. And before she passed away, that was her only wish for me. So
to go to college.
and dude, even when I tried to go to the, what is that, like preparation class for college, like I failed the preparation class. And once I took the actual entrance exam, I just guessed everything, you know? Because a lot of the shit was in Filipino, like so there would be like history questions, math questions in my language. And I'm like, it's not that it's my second language, but it's really hard for me to like read like Tagalog.
It's different.
Right.
Was Tagalog your first language?
Yeah, and then I forgot it because I lived in America. And like when I moved to America, I was like a fob, bro. Like I didn't speak English. Like I was asking everybody, like, what does this mean? What does that mean?
That's so crazy. To come here and not speak English.
Do you speak
and then
Spanish too?
To learn
No,
English and
my wife does,
Yeah.
and I never understand what she's talking about with her grandma. But yeah, it's because you know, I had to learn Tagalog again when I moved back there, so I was like, yo, I don't think my brain can comprehend like another language, and I'm not like the most educated, so I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty dumb, so it's like I can't take on another language. I already failed French when I was in freshman year, so there's no hope for me in the educational like path.
I was gonna ask a couple like quicker questions, like what is your favorite David Lynch movie? I know you have a Mulholland Drive album.
I like Eraserhead.
I was gonna ask you the next question was gonna be Mulholland Drive or Eraserhead.
Eraserhead.
Yeah.
Mulholland Drive. It's beautiful, but Eraserhead. That is more like my style. I
Yeah.
guess.
Why is that more your style, you think?
It's just darker. It's scary.
Yeah.
Kind of like real life.
I think it was about his fear of parent. He like said it was about his like fear of parenthood. But like it sounded
Yeah,
like
that's crazy, right? With the scary baby. And
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Nah, parenthood isn't that scary. Like, it's a beautiful thing.
Yep.
Do you have a favorite karaoke song?
Me?
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't really do care. That's like the Filipino thing. Like
Yeah,
Filipinos.
I've done it twice.
I hate karaoke.
I love
I hate
karaoke.
it.
I'm too
dude.
shy.
But I
I
did
hate
it twice and
karaoke.
I was so
That's
shy.
crazy that you play the
Karaoke is
forum.
the funniest.
You're too shy to do
But I
karaoke.
mean,
my
like,
friends
it's in
made
front
me
of your
do it.
homies.
Well, the
you
problem
know,
with,
you're
like,
They
when
made
you-
me do it. I was still
The problem when
shy.
you're good is like you kind of like, oh yeah, like you
Yeah,
rock
it's a little
star, bro,
too-
go and
it's a
do
little too
karaoke.
good, yeah.
But then, or you like are like, oh,
Yeah.
you didn't make it, but you got a nice voice. And
You have to be like,
Yeah, I don't
like,
got a good
off
voice
legit,
like
like-
that.
Do you have a favorite karaoke song?
oh
What
yeah,
do you rap or
Shaggy.
sing?
It wasn't
Shaggy?
me. Yeah,
That's a good one.
yeah. To be a true player, you have to know how to play. You know, we get into it.
You do the fake patois.
I'm so pissed, man.
You feel offended
I
by his
know.
fake patois as a Caribbean.
I know a lot of
It
songs.
doesn't hit the
so-
same if you're not like reggae.
You gotta have like
Shaggy, you know what I'm saying?
9 drinks deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10.
I hate karaoke personally.
Me
That's
too.
not
I love it, yeah.
I just don't understand. I don't have the chip in
I've
my
done
brain.
it, bro. You gotta do it in Hawaii. I've done it in Hawaii.
That would be the last thing
It's-
I'd want to do in Hawaii.
It's like late night shit. Like you just go there and you do
It's also like that in
karaoke.
Koreatown, but I still don't
Oh,
want to
that,
do
that,
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 shit.
was different. That was different.
Yeah, it's very Asian.
Yeah,
Like, it's
it was-
Asian culture to do, like, especially in the Philippines. Like,
Yeah.
you
Is that like really a huge thing in the Philippines?
everywhere, bro. Like,
I would love
that's why I was like, I don't really want to do karaoke
Yeah.
because I'm
You're
trying to do the
everywhere.
band shit.
Yeah,
and
you're
all.
a pro. Yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what's your favorite thing about LA?
Oh man, the people, like my friends, and obviously the geography. Like you could go to Big Bear, you go to the beach.
Sure.
Are you a
could go eat
snowboarder?
some really good food.
Yeah.
From all types of different cultures.
You can come to Bakersfield.
What's your fit? What are your?
there too.
You know what I liked?
Oh, I got scammed in Bakersfield.
What?
you're not-
Dude, tell us
you wouldn't
the
be the
story.
first
You
one.
have to tell us the story.
Yeah, that's like every episode.
Oh my
somebody
God,
has to
I'm
talk about
from
that.
there. What happened?
I bought like my first car on OfferUp.
Okay, from Bakersfield.
Yeah, and that shit broke down in like a week.
Was this before you were who you are?
I was who I was, and this was before I blew up.
Wow.
So I was like, damn, those 3 racks were really hard to come by for me. And
Yeah.
I was like, so mad because I was like, it got towed. And like, I didn't even have enough
Where
money
was it
to
from? Like
take
a Carfax out there? Carmax
Nah,
out there?
some dude.
Oh, wow. See, I
Some
never
dude,
buy
he was like,
Get on
yeah,
it.
I
Find
work.
him.
Yeah, do not
Bring
buy
him to
Find him.
justice.
Why did they do that to
Oh
Eyedress?
my God.
dealerships only.
Bakersfield, we need answers. Why did y'all do that?
What are your favorite restaurants in LA or place to eat?
I like salsa and beer.
Yeah, that place is. Have you been there?
No,
Yeah.
is
Dude,
it
salsa
good?
and beer is
There's so,
fantastic.
there's so many in the valley.
They're so
Oh,
crowded.
I've never been.
It's
I've
so
never
good.
bomb.
been.
That
I've been to,
salsa,
I've been to all the crack
is
and food
delicious.
spots.
Yeah.
BCD Tofu House.
Oh, that's a great.
There's
deep,
have
good
you
cut.
been to Izakaya Bizan in
Yeah.
Little Tokyo?
Yeah.
Sat Down has good Jamaican food. Dude, there's good food everywhere here. Like,
Yeah.
literally, like you could go to a taco truck
Yeah,
Like
that
you
is
won't
true.
get that in the UK. Like a
That's
taco,
true.
like a
Even
taco
you don't
out
get that in
there
New
is gonna
York.
be.
Right.
That's the funniest thing about New
Yeah.
York. They'll be like, "This is our best taco truck," and you're like, "That would be the 422nd best taco truck in
In
LA."
Cali.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, "No,
Exactly.
it's really good." I'm like, "No, it's not."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
congratulations.
when I go to the East Coast, I don't eat Mexican food.
No,
you gotta
there's
get
no point.
pizza. Or,
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Get some Italian food.
yeah.
Italian food. I don't
Do
know.
you like Filipino food still?
Hell yeah. So, but my favorite Filipino food is in Buena Park.
Oh, Buena Park. Okay.
Yeah, it's by Knott's. It's called Maria's Cucina or something.
They got good ass lumpias.
Do your parents still make it and stuff?
They got good sisig.
Have you had E40s?
Do they
Lumpia?
make it?
Yeah,
Of course. But they live in the Philippines, so I don't really get to eat their cooking.
Oh, they don't live here.
No, I gotta glow up and move them out here.
Do they come visit and stuff?
Yeah, I flew them out a couple of times, and that was healing because when I moved here, like I feel like I haven't seen them for like 5-6 years,
Right.
and then my music took off and had a little money, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna get y'all Airbnb and we'll just go do family shit.
So they know you're famous and stuff.
I mean, I don't know. Am I famous?
Yes.
What is fame?
You are.
What is fame?
You're a joint.
Yeah.
Fame is,
In the words of Draco, you're a joint.
damn. Thank you.
What
Shout out to Draco.
Shout out to Draco.
What song by any artist? Yeah. What
That
song
was
by
fun.
any artist do you wish that you had written?
Ooh,
That's a good question.
why did I just think frontin'?
Right.
Fun is a good song.
Yeah.
Because I have a song with Chad on that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
wanted to ask about
Yeah.
that. How did that come about?
Oh my God. Chad cool guided me when I was a young 22-year-old. It was when I first signed to XL, and his manager at the time was in the Philippines, and she was like, I'm trying to arrange a meeting for you to meet Chad. She's like, you know who that is, right? I'm like, duh, like the fuck? I grew up on NERD, bro. And she set up a meeting for us, and like we had a dinner, and this fool had like a diamond pinky ring. It was so intimidating. I was like, oh my God, it's Chad. And he was asking me like about how I got signed and what I used to make music. And at the time, I didn't have money, so I was like, oh, I got signed off of this shit I made on Fruity Loops. But he didn't know I played instruments. So like, yeah, I don't know. I probably thought like I was like a poser. Cause during that time when like electronic music was popping up, like the
EDM
purest
era,
artists were kind of like hating on like computer-based stuff
Oh, yeah,
because they
people
think
that
it's
were
like
just
cheating.
Programming beats as
Right.
opposed to
Yeah.
like making them.
But me, like, I grew up in bands, so, like, I played instruments, but I never told them that. I was just like, but yeah, this is how I got signed. Like, I made some shit on FL, and now I got a record deal.
You probably made it seem too easy, and he's like, "Fuck this guy."
That shit was not easy, too. Like,
you know how long it took for us to make
had-
Super Thug.
I had FL since I was 13,
Wow.
and I only started making things I like when I was, like, in my 20s.
Wow. So yeah, so it's a long process.
Yeah.
How did you end up coming like full circle to work with him on the new album?
He just hit me up. He's like, "Hey, remember me?" I was like,
Remember me?
Yeah, he was like, "My son." He was like, "My
Such
son."
albums as In Search of.
I think Lex put us in touch,
Yeah.
and then
Lex, who?
Lex, the label that I was on.
Oh,
It's like an indie label in the UK.
Oh, okay.
But they put us in touch, and then he was like, "Yeah, you remember me?" He's like, "My son listens to your music." This was like after it blew up, and I was
dope.
like,
That's
"That is
dope.
a crazy
That's
full
fun.
circle moment."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm glad you're fucking with me, bro, because like I just wanted you to respect. Like I just wanted,
I wanted
you to fuck with
respect,
me.
you know,
Yeah.
since
That
way
is
back.
funny.
But
You guys got
it's
in the
cool.
Studio together?
Yeah, we did that one at Pulse in Silver Lake.
What was it? What do you like? Did he give you any like? Did you come away like with any like greater wisdom or deeper understanding about how a song is composed from working with him?
He actually let me do whatever I want. We made the beat together.
Mhm.
I played a little thing on the keys. He did most of it because he's a beast on the keys. I suck. Like I'm pretty novice, But he just kept like sending me different versions of it, and because he used like a MIDI controller at first, and I guess he like used real synths eventually. And I don't know, he let me do whatever I want, honestly. Like I sent him like I did like an auto-tune verse on the beat originally, and then I don't know if he was fucking with it because he didn't say anything like about it. I was like, okay, fine. And then one day he was like, why don't you sing it like this? And he sent me like a reference track like of him singing. It was more like old school. I was like, oh, that's cool that you're trying to make it more like timeless. And I was like, okay. And then it took me a couple months to do it because I was stuck on what I made. I was like, this is fire. And then I was like, maybe he's right and he's fucking Chad Hugo. Like, I'd be stupid not to listen to him. And yeah, he was right. I ended up liking the song even more when I did like what he told me to do.
So,
What are you most proud about this record?
All of it, man. Like working with Chad, Mac, Harmony. Like those are all people I looked up to.
Yeah.
So
I
for
love the song with
me,
Matt Sweeney.
yeah, fucking Matt's song. You told me you love Satan's Son.
Satan's Son,
Yeah,
yeah.
people are giving me hell for that.
That
song.
song really, that song's amazing. Yeah, check out that song. That's my favorite song on the record because it's like some deep, dark, like weird psychedelic shit.
Yeah, they.
really cool.
I mean, that was a song where I actually opened up about living in Phoenix.
Yeah.
So, and like a lot of my fans were tripping because they were like, "Oh, like why is it Satan's Son? Are you like on some satanic shit?" I'm like, in the lyrics I said, "I was a fool when I was young. I hated school. Really thought I was Satan's son." I was like, I just thought I was a bad person. Like it don't mean like
Literally,
I'm going to
this
no
is what I am.
ritual with the no dark
People are
cloak
so
on.
simple-minded
they don't got
sometimes.
no
Not that next
Instagram.
Aleister Crowley.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I don't fuck with that shit. Like, come on. I fucked with the occult when I was growing up, you know. I was just like, it's just some like weird shit to read into. But yeah, when I was doing like evil things, like my karma was really bad. And I felt like that's why I got kind of offended when people are like, oh, you're on satanic shit. I'm like, I'm really not, bro. Like, I do not fuck with like doing bad shit unless I have to. Because like that shit comes back to you.
No, it does.
I
for
mean,
real.
I used to steal a lot when I was a kid, and I used to wonder, like, why does bad shit keep happening to me? Like, I don't know. Because maybe you're an asshole. Just stealing kids, like, fucking bikes and shit. Like, I don't know.
How would you like to be remembered?
However you want me. Just don't deep fake me. I don't know. I don't know. As a good person with good morals.
Not as Satan's son.
Right.
Satan's
the
son.
opposite of Satan's son. As maybe God's son?
God, I wouldn't. I don't know.
Do you have a favorite, like, I'm sure you hate being asked what's your favorite because you probably have 50, but like, do you have we did it in the first episode where we had to be on the spot where we're like, what is your top 5? Do you have a top 5 rappers?
Oh, rappers? Oh, God. What do I listen to the most right now? I'm gonna just base it off of now.
Yeah.
Versus
Okay,
like-
yeah, top 5 right now. Yeah.
Because that's gonna be.
Arbitrary.
We might have to like go
It
back and
changes all the
forth.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me just look at my Spotify. Like that would be.
That was one of the questions I actually wanted to ask you too, was like, who are you listening to now? Because you always kind of,
that would
You
be.
like Spotify
listening.
over Apple Music?
Yeah.
I call it Apple Tunes.
They say Apple sounds better, but I'm just used to Spotify.
I like Spotify more too. Me too. I'm used to it
But
too.
what am I listening to?
I don't like Apple Music like that. It's like all
I got
boring.
Mike's new album on here. You listen to Mike?
yeah. I like Tony Seltzer a lot too.
Yeah, Tony Seltzer's a crazy producer.
Yeah,
I like
sure.
his show at Wi-Fi God.
Yeah.
I mean,
put out some
me and Wi-Fi God made a beat.
Did you?
I want to do like a DMT song on.
You make
Yeah.
beats too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You didn't talk about your beat making.
I'm
How'd
not
you
trying
get
to
into
sell
that?
you nothing.
We talked
Come
about
on, sell me a beat.
No, but you know what I mean. I'm not trying to like promote myself like that. What else do I like right now? I got the whole Cardi album on here. Larry June's new album with 2 Chainz is fire.
Yeah, I like that.
Pig the Gemini, and 454.
Oh, yeah. I
What
love that album. I haven't listened to it. But
else is on here? Shit, Draco is on here.
As he should be.
I'm revisiting
He also has
classics.
deceptively deep catalog.
Yeah.
I got some of the Kendrick songs on here. Sa Bobby, Young Nudie. I got One Drex the Joint song.
Oh yeah, Drex the yeah.
I watched Shoreline at Coachella.
Oh yeah.
That was legendary for me because I never got to see them when I came out here.
Yeah.
And you grew up liking them, huh?
Yeah, like I mean, the moment I moved here, that's all I listened to. Like
That's dope.
me, Kuko, and all of us were all bumping that shit.
That's sick.
Let's go.
One time I saw Phoenix on Melrose, and my wife's like, "Just ask for a pic." I'm like, "Nah, you gonna have me like rehearsing lyrics in front of him?" Yeah, nah, I don't know.
It's cool.
Is that 5?
Yeah.
You gave way more than 5.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming through.
Thank you, man.
Eyedress, appreciate
Thank
you,
you
man.
guys.
Yeah, thank you for
Appreciate it.
Shout
stopping
out Pro
by.
Club.
Yeah, shout out
Yes,
Pro
Pro
Club.
Club. I got that shit on
Shout out to
somewhere.
Pro Club.
Where's the logo at? There it is.
There. Yeah.